You probably believe you already know what healthy habits look like in your daily life. You might picture exercise, salads, and drinking more water, and assume that covers most of it. But what if I told you that one quiet habit is shaping your health far more than you think? It is something you repeat every single day, often without noticing it or questioning it at all. This habit does not feel dangerous in the moment. That is exactly why it is so powerful. Over time, it silently damages your long-term health while still feeling completely normal and harmless. You will not see dramatic warning signs at first. You will just slowly feel a little less like yourself. Stay with me, because by the end of this video, you will see your daily routine differently. You will start recognizing which habits quietly support your health and which ones quietly drain it. And once you see those patterns clearly, changing them will feel much easier and far less overwhelming.
One most health advice focuses on what you eat and how much or how often you exercise. When you hear messages about cutting sugar, watching carbs, lifting weights, and getting your steps every single day, those things matter, but they are only part of the picture, not the whole story. Science shows that your environment and tiny unconscious behaviors matter just as much for long-term health. These are the things you do automatically, like how you sit, scroll, and respond to stress. They shape your biology quietly in the background, even when you are not thinking about health at all. Sometimes, those unnoticed behaviors matter even more than your workouts and meal plans. That is why two people with similar diets and exercise routines can feel very different day to day. It is not just the big decisions that matter. It is the small, repeated ones you barely register. Once you understand that, you stop blaming only food and workouts, and start looking at your entire routine.
Research in behavioral science shows that repeated micro-behaviors slowly shape your hormone balance over time. The way you move, sit, and react to screens can shift your stress and recovery hormones. These same small behaviors also influence your brain chemistry, including mood, motivation, and mental clarity. They even affect inflammation levels, which play a role in fatigue, pain, and long-term disease risk. None of these shifts happen overnight. They build slowly, one tiny repetition at a time. You cannot feel each individual change, but they add up into how you feel year after year.
This is why some people feel older than they are, even with decent food and exercise habits.
Their micro-behaviors are quietly sending mixed signals that confuse their biology. The good news is that the same mechanism can work in your favor, not just against you. Small, repeated choices can upgrade your biology just as powerfully as they once damaged it.
3. One of the biggest mistakes people make is thinking damage only comes from extreme actions. They picture heavy junk food binges, all-night parties, or years of never moving at all. In reality, your body is paying more attention to what you repeat than to rare extremes. Consistency matters more than intensity when it comes to long-term biological change. That means moderate habits repeated daily can shape you more than rare, intense episodes. You might feel proud of one hard workout, but your body cares more about what happens most days. You might stress about one big meal, but your biology tracks months of everyday patterns. This can feel unfair at first, because dramatic effort feels like it should matter more. But there is power in this truth, because it means small improvements can really count. You do not need to live perfectly. You just need to repeat a little better, a little more often.
Think about how often you sit without moving for long stretches of time. Maybe it happens at work, on the couch, in the car, or while scrolling on your phone. Now think about how often you check your phone mindlessly, without any real purpose. You tap, swipe, and scroll just to fill tiny gaps of boredom or discomfort. Then consider how often you ignore early sleep signals just to finish one more thing. You push past tiredness, telling yourself you will catch up on rest later. None of these habits seem dangerous on their own. Each one feels normal and harmless. But together, repeated over years, they quietly change how your body and brain function. They reshape your baseline energy, focus, and mood, even though they never felt like emergencies. Ordinary routines slowly create hidden health costs that you only notice much later.
Over time, these patterns contribute to a kind of fatigue that sleep alone does not fully fix. You may wake up tired, needing more caffeine just to feel like yourself. Brain fog becomes more common, and clear thinking takes more effort than it used to. Your metabolism may slow, making weight management and energy balance feel more frustrating. Emotional stability can drop too, making you more reactive, impatient, or easily overwhelmed. None of this happens in a single week. It creeps in so slowly that you adapt to it. You start calling it normal or just getting older, even when it is mostly adaptation. Because the damage is gradual and almost invisible, you rarely get a clear warning signal. That is why you can drift into a lower quality of health without realizing it is happening. The danger is not drama. The danger is slow change you learn to accept as who you are.
Now for the good news. Because the problem is small daily habits, the solution is also small daily changes. You do not need a complete lifestyle overhaul to feel very different over time. You do not need perfect discipline or strict rules to start shifting your biology. What you need is awareness and a willingness to adjust one habit at a time. Your body is built to respond quickly once the signals start improving. Even small upgrades can create noticeable differences when you repeat them consistently. Instead of chasing extreme programs, you begin tuning your routine like a simple control panel. A little more movement here, a little less stimulation there, slightly earlier rest at night.
These do not look dramatic from the outside, but your biology notices every repeated signal.
That is where real control lives, not in perfection, but in small, repeated, intentional changes.
Start by noticing just one habit today. Do not change anything yet. Simply observe it. Maybe it is your sitting pattern, your screen checking, or how you respond to feeling tired. Watch when it appears, how often it repeats, and what triggers it most. This step might seem too small to matter, but it is secretly very powerful. Awareness is the first biological upgrade you can give yourself, before any specific action. Once you see a habit clearly, your brain cannot unsee it. That alone starts to loosen its automatic grip on your behavior. From there, you can choose one tiny adjustment that feels realistic, not extreme. You are not trying to win a challenge. You are trying to reshape your everyday normal. That is how health change becomes sustainable instead of another short-lived attempt that fades away.
If this shifted the way you think about health, do not let that insight disappear. Stay with this channel so you can keep turning awareness into small, repeatable action. We will keep exploring the hidden patterns that quietly shape your energy, mood, and long-term health. One insight at a time is enough to start steering your future differently.
You do not need dozens of new habits. You need a few powerful ones repeated consistently.
Your future body is being built right now by what you practice today.
Every day is a chance to send slightly better signals to your biology. If you want science-based health guidance without extremes, this space is designed for you. Simple, realistic, sustainable ideas are what help busy adults over 30 make real progress. Subscribe, stay curious, and let your daily patterns slowly create the healthier future you actually want.
For personal health decisions, please consult your healthcare provider.